Wow, that's new. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, we're live. That's new. They
Controversial.
tell you that you're being recorded now. Wow, that's interesting. If you didn't know, now you know. A welcome to the show, Jess Meoni and Bobby Keller, the organizers of an event coming up this weekend, this Saturday, June 12th, starting at noon at the Circle Drive-In in Dixon City, PA. The Spooky Summer 2021 NEPA Horror Film Fest and Scranton Punk Rock Flea and Zinefest. So, congrats on getting that together, coming out of a pandemic.
Thank you.
That's got to be stressful, right?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little.
I mean, this isn't your first. This isn't your first rodeo, though. I mean, this is just your first time, I guess, coming out of a pandemic.
No, we did it in October. Well, coming out of the pandemic. Yeah, we did it during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, you did it in October too. Yeah, I'm all confused now because typically it's October. So why are we doing it in June?
I don't know. No, the drive-in asked if we wanted to do multiple events. So we're actually doing 3 this year. We're gonna do another one in August, and then the main one, the big one in October, the 13 short films. But we figured we might as well, if we have the venue and we have permission to use it, we might as well do something, especially when it's nice out.
Yeah, I was just in Atlantic City this past weekend for the AC Beer Fest, which was it was nice. It was weird too because there were no masks anywhere.
Yeah, that is really strange. I don't like that. We went to see the Slackers in Bethlehem the other day, and nobody had a mask on. It seemed wrong. I'm so used to it.
It seems weird, right? Yeah, we're walking through the. I mean, my wife and I are vaccinated, so the CDC says those who are vaccinated can go maskless. But I mean, I definitely saw less masks than ever before in the past year and 3 months or so. It was awkward. It was not awkward. It was just weird. It was just a strange thing to witness, but it felt good.
Yeah.
But, so what can people expect? This weekend. Again, this is Saturday, June 12th, Circle Drive-In in Dixon City. I know you have, the ice cream man who will be there from the film. Clint Howard, right?
Yep.
So that's pretty neat. But what can people expect this weekend?
I'll take that one.
All right.
So the day's gonna open up with primarily shopping by artists, collectors, some people that have vinyl and things like that. So a lot to look through. And that's gonna range from about noon until we show the movies or so. And things are just kind of happening concurrently. So while that's going on, we also have Quoth, who's going to be DJing some different punk tracks, post-punk tracks, some goth stuff, some industrial stuff he has to. And then around 2, the bands are going to start. Then that's going to take us up to the movie screenings. And we're going to do Rock and Roll High School first, and then we're going to have an intermission that's going to have a tribute to Alex Seeley, as well as a tribute to Beverly Bonner. And we screened her film
in October, Steamed. It's about killer broccoli.
Okay.
And the short film, we're doing
the short films.
I think 4 or 5 short films.
And then going to end with Ice Cream Man. But there's also a lot of other stuff that's kind of throughout the day. Like we're gonna do a Riff Randall lookalike contest. So people that want to dress up as PJ Soul's character from Rock and Roll High School can come up to our main table that's in the concession area and sign up with us, and then we'll announce the winner before the movie screening. And there's also going to be some food trucks there, as well as the concessions and ice cream truck, and the concession stand is there too. So there's a lot going on.
And it's basically all day from like I said, noon till I think the last movie starts at 10:30.
Mhm.
Yeah, so probably like 1 a.m. it'll end.
That's a long day. Are you guys ready?
I just
Oh.
turned to a robot that day, so
Yeah, well, I mean, what's it like putting on that kind of production? I mean, obviously, this doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of planning, months, maybe even a year.
Pretty
and-
much takes up the entire year, especially well, doing 3 now. The biggest one was when I did the basket case reunion. That literally was the entire year of my life. It's all I did was just put that shit together. That
Is-
shit.
What's that?
Nothing. Am I allowed to curse?
Yes, we're on the internet. No FCC regulations here. One of the joys of doing this. But I mean, what's in it for you, Bobby? And Jess, we'll get into your kind of role and what you bring to the table too. But
I want money. I want a mansion. I want a new car. I mean, I don't even like horror movies. I just want to make some money. So
well, that's what we want.
Things.
Money's good.
No,
Money-
I like to showcase independent filmmakers and just basically let people know that there's more than what you just see Hollywood dishing out, and that there are original horror films out there, and there are very talented filmmakers. And especially with the pandemic, I felt almost obligated to add the live bands to it, because I had so many friends in bands that had nowhere to play, and I have this huge ass venue, outdoor venue that I can at my disposal. So that's when we decided to add the live music to it, and it went over really well.
That's cool. Yeah, and Jess, I mean, were you part of this production the whole time, or did you kind of jump on board with Bobby during it, or how'd that work?
this one definitely the whole time. I mean,
Mhm.
like in years past I've helped out, but I think like between the one in October and this
That
one
was the
for
first time
sure.
I'm sorry, I'm talking over it.
Yeah, well, that was the first time we like super collaborate. I feel like I always like kind of worked behind the scenes, but
Mhm.
the thing with also this being in June, I've held like the Scranton Zinefest and the punk rock flea market in June every year ever since like 2010 or so. So I've been basically managing the vendors, and we're gonna have about 60 vendors this year.
Holy shit.
So it's like I usually say I could do it with my eyes closed, but I mean, it's just like a lot of customer service in a way, and you know,
Sorry.
and making the people feel welcome, because I started out doing that primarily because I went to a Philly Zinefest when I was about 19, and I was really starting to make my own zines, and I walked in there and I felt kind of unwelcome because it just seemed like everybody already had their own people to talk to and stuff. I felt kind of like left out, and they were just kind of like, oh, there's a table over there, you could just sit over there. And then I was just like alone.
That's rude as shit.
So it really made me think about like the vendor's experience and how they feel. I try to make it as, you know, personalized as I can, and you know, any kind of request I try to fill. Whatever, I do get a lot of requests, but I try to like accommodate people so that they have the best experience possible. So I get a lot of returning vendors, and not just from this area, but sometimes from Philly, from Brooklyn, and New Jersey a lot of times. But I think that that's why that they come back, because I know that some of the other punk rock flea markets around here, like if you try to contact the organizers, and myself as a vendor who like, and I screen print and produce stuff like that too, you know, if I ever had a question, it seems like it's always met with like a generic email or something like that. And I really do try to answer everybody, because I know that that's how I would want to be treated, you know. So
I let Jess do all the answering because I'm such an asshole when people ask me dumb questions.
I was gonna say, I think we need Jess as the communicator, but
Oh, absolutely.
between the people.
I just shut off. Like, you can't even message the film festival. I shut it off.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Bobby needs to be babysat. But can you? I mean, I've seen the punk rock flea market advertised for many years. I've never been able to get to one. Can you explain to those watching or listening what exactly a punk rock flea market is?
Well, I would have to say that it's with the main theme, I think, with all of this is the DIY sense of all of this, and that includes the film. So people that are trying to basically produce things on their own. So when I started off doing this now 10 years ago, it was mainly strictly just zines because it was just the Zinefest. And then as it grew, I realized that people were trying to showcase other things that they were creating. And so I kind of wanted to open it up to more than just literary publications, because sometimes they would screen print their own stuff, or they would make stickers or buttons and that kind of thing. So it was a way for local artists to showcase their stuff. And sometimes people have more traditional things like painting or photography or whatever. So it kind of makes it a little bit more broad so that more people are included. But to me, for it to be more of a punk rock flea market, I tend to try and gravitate towards getting people that sell CDs or vinyl, things like that, so that it's more music oriented.
They're not perfume.
And no Avon
soaps.
color.
Soaps. No Rodan and Fields.
Punk rock. No
Well,
soap in punk rock.
There's no soap.
You gotta be stinky. That's the first rule of punk rock flea market. No soap.
No,
I'm
no
like, I tell
deodorants, no
you,
soaps.
Popko, I told you 1,000 times, no soap at the goddamn punk rock flea market. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry.
Don't be sorry.
It's also, I think, like people that are, I think they have a certain niche. And I think that this is kind of the right avenue to put all these people that maybe they deem themselves alternative or something like that, somewhere that they can get along with other people that are going to enjoy this kind of music. They're going to make stuff that's within that same scene. So everyone's like a little bit different. I really can't, just center in on something, but I would have to say that it's very open-minded. It's not like stuffy or anything.
I got you. And as far as a Zinefest goes, what exactly is that?
Well, so since it's a mix of people that kind of either they're screen printing or they're selling vintage items and of that nature, there are a bunch of tables that just straight up make zines. So one person that comes back every year is this organization called The Word Distro, and they're from New Jersey. And since they're a distro, they're a distribution. They make a ton of different zines. So I correlate it more like a record label, someone that's producing a lot of different bands under one label. A distro is the same thing with zines. So they either take in people that make their own zines and kind of put them under their label, or they simply make a variety of different zines. So their table is mostly that. And there's all different kinds of stuff. Like sometimes people also have comics, so I've had people that they stretch the word zine, I guess. But I like it.
Can you explain what a zine is for those who don't know?
Yeah. Well, I try to tell people it's like a handmade magazine. That's the most straightforward way of explaining it, I guess I'd say. But
what did the one lady online ask? Because she asked what it meant, and she guessed, and it was the most ridiculous shit. Do you remember?
I do recall that, but I'm trying to think of exactly what they said.
I can't remember.
A lot of people like to say Zine, of course, and that's why I say magazine. But actually it has like a really long history. I did my grad school thesis on it.
I was first introduced to a zine. I probably was at the Weekender, probably dating back to, I want to say, like 2013, maybe. Rich Howells was the editor, I believe. We did a whole cover story. Maybe it was even before him. I forget exactly, but
Rich.
what's that?
post Rich Howells.
Well, it may have been pre-Rich
Pre
Howells.
pre
Free Howells.
pre Howells.
But yeah, I know we did a whole cover story on it because it was kind of like, at least for this area too, especially, was like a different thing for the area.
Well, I don't know how long you've been living here, but they used to have like proof rocks on.
I've been living here for 38 years.
Well, proof rocks, was test pattern and green being and assortment of other things.
Sure.
Proof rocks used to be like one of the first internet cafes around here.
Whoa.
And then they had zines there too. So at least that's what a lot of people tell me.
There was one called Arrow Web. It was the girl from Clark Summit, and in like 1999, that was the first one I ever read.
Gotcha.
Cool. But I mean, they have like an incredibly long history, and it kind of correlates with, it actually started more like with comic books. It started kind of like in the 1930s, because if you really want to know about like where the word went, it's not just magazines, it's that it kind of came from fanzines, and it also came from what kids back in the 30s and 40s, when they were growing up, they would read what they would call pro mags or professional magazines, because they would read stories that had horror stories in it, sci-fi, like adventure type stories. And so a lot of authors that got famous would put their stories, just short stories, in these magazines, and then the kids that were reading it, they were fans of the content, so then that translated into fanzine, and then eventually that got shortened to zine. But so when kids were making them, a lot of times it's just a really interesting history to me, because even in the really early 30s, like when Superman comics came out, and Batman and stuff, like kids were trying to recreate the comics. So depending on what device was out at the time, it was the Ditto machine. You might remember that in school too. I don't know. I used to get like these tests, and they were like purple ink, or so kind of like a Xerox machine, I guess. So like kids would use that in school. They would produce their own stuff, and then that would kind of be a zine because they'd put it together. The idea is that you just don't need any like real professional skills. It's supposed to be open enough that like if you want to write, if you like to draw, it's just something you can assemble and put together. It's not supposed to be daunting. It's supposed to be like an open platform for you to test your ideas.
Cool. So all in all, just it's gonna be a day of creativity, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Very cool. And I feel like you guys have probably seen some shit doing these events.
I've never seen shit in my life, asshole.
You don't shit?
I've never shat. I never saw shit. I never thought about shit. I never smelled shit.
There's always interesting questions that come up and
Oh
stuff.
my God.
Yeah, what kind of shit have you seen? Like what's some good stories that have come from these?
Two years in a row, the same person streaked in front of the screen, but luckily the screen is so big that not too many people noticed. I was pissed the first year, then I got used to it. But I see him every year.
Well, I feel like Bobby, you especially, I feel like people with you are going to try and kind of push your buttons, or trying to push the limits just to see if they can rally you up.
They can fucking try. It works. Oh my God. It's just the dumb questions. Like I think it was last year. Some lady, it was a public comment on one of our statuses, and she just goes, I just don't understand, how are we supposed to see the screen if the sun's out? Like, we're not showing the fucking movies during the day. Sorry.
You ever go to a drive-in movie? Same concept. It's the same thing. It's at a drive-in.
What else? Oh yeah, they asked what day do the movies what day are the movies playing? Like, it's one fucking day. I'm sorry, I keep cursing. This is why she answers the questions.
That's why I put a schedule out, so people don't ask those questions.
Oh no, they will ask everything that's on the flyer.
Listen, I mean, I find it fascinating when people post something online, and it's like, the day of the event, the time, everything is listed in the post, whether it's a picture or like words.
I'll definitely read.
And then first comment, when is this or where is this? Or it's like, oh,
We
what is
made a
going on
post.
here?
Oh, the shirt.
We made a post for the t-shirts, and it said exactly where to go at the drive-in specifically. Like it was like a map to exactly where the shirts are going to be. And then someone writes, "Oh, where's the link to this?" Like you can buy it online. Like,
No, day up.
fuck.
So are tickets still available then?
Yes.
Okay. And then tickets are available at the door as well, I assume?
If they don't sell out, I would suggest getting them online, but I don't know. They've been going.
Are
hot
tickets more
cake.
expensive at the door than they would be pre-sale?
No, it's the same price. Actually, no, I'm going to make it more expensive
I
because
was going to say, Bobby, that's not a good marketing tool. That's a
Oh yeah, there's fee. Yeah, the fees online. It's like I don't know, whatever Eventbrite charges.
gotcha.
Dickhead.
Okay. So tickets available now. Get them today. Do not wait until Saturday. And again, it starts at noon. And like I said before, Clint Howard, the ice cream man. What was the process like getting him involved?
Oh, ice cream.
What's that?
I thought you said the history man.
No, the ice cream man. I mumbled.
Okay. I'm gonna call him
the man who mumbles has a podcast. It's quite amazing. But what was it like getting him involved?
He's very nice. I've only spoken to him on the phone once. We've been communicating through email and text message, but his wife is his manager, and I've been going through her. And then but it was like it's really hard for me not to like fanboy when I work with with celebrities. Like with Joe Bob Briggs a few years ago, it was so hard not to just freak out, and like I had to act. I mean, despite how I normally act, I am very professional, I think. So he's very interested in seeing the trains, and he was talking about how he was in Scranton a few years ago, or it might have been like 20 years ago, but he said he had been in Scranton scouting locations for a movie that he never made. So he was just talking about trains on the phone.
Okay.
I'll listen to Clint Howard talk about trains probably for like 45 minutes. I was gonna say all day, but that would get really boring.
Yeah.
Like how? Yeah.
And we talked about some of the weird.
He's very excited about it. It seems, from what I've heard and from what I'm gathering from just communicating with him, loves his fans and is very much looking forward to meeting everybody. So it should be a very good time.
Now, does the ticket price, and if I got a ticket and I went to the event, do I automatically get to meet him, or is that a different price?
To get an autograph would be, or a photo, I believe. He's charged if he has like 8x10 photos to autograph, and then if you bring your own item, I believe it's $10, and then for his photos it's $20.
Cool.
But I mean, I'm sure even if you don't want to buy, I'm not suggesting that anyone does this, but I'm sure if you just wanted to go up and speak to him, he wouldn't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
Where's my money, asshole?
I went to
Hey,
an event in Atlantic City back in 2016 called Bizarre AC.
I was there.
Were you?
Yeah. Did you go to the Toxic Avenger birthday party?
No. Was it the same year?
The Lost Boys were there. Bizarre Atlantic City. I was there.
The second one then, because it was 2016. It was at the Chelsea.
I went in 2014. I think.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun.
This is at the Chelsea that year, and Gene Snitsky was there, a former wrestler.
Oh God, I was on an airplane with him once. He used to text message me. He's like, "Do you like cigars?" Because he just wants me to play his fucking movie at the drive-in. He tried to bribe me with cigars. Sorry, Snitsky, I love you.
Oh, the 100 Acres, or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it finally out?
I have no idea.
Well, it's funny because
I may have played the trailer for them the one year. I don't know if it's finished.
Because
he started text messaging me about cigars, and I was scared.
That year he was promoting it, and I think a couple of my friends donated to, like a GoFundMe type thing. And as part of that, donation, you get a DVD when it comes out and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think he's got it yet.
Got a Gene Snitsky pull string doll.
I think
It doesn't
actually,
say
I,
anything.
I think it may have
It's just
been
a-
released to Amazon Prime. I think it may have been
What?
released to Amazon or something like that.
Oh,
I'd have to look.
I'm
But
not watching it. I'm just kidding. I want to see it.
I met the guy from it was so Julia Roberts' dad.
Oh.
Snitsky?
No, it's Julia Roberts' dad. Apizar AC.
Okay. Corey Feldman was there when I went. I wanted to
Yes,
punch him in the face.
I think many people wanted to do that year.
I wish I did.
What's her dad's name? Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts.
What is he in? Why was he there? Like,
He's in a bunch of different stuff. He was in, he was in The Expendables. Dad, come on. What's his name? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't her dad.
Roberts.
Dr.
I don't know.
Dr.
I don't know.
Roberts.
No, Eric Roberts, right? Yeah, Eric Roberts. He's been in movies like.
Oh, he's been in movies. Holy fucking shit, man.
Yeah, it's not easily accessible to me right now. This is bullshit.
IMDb boy.
The Dark Knight he was in.
I hate him. No, if I saw a photo of him, I'd probably be like, oh, he's in this, that, these, and those.
Here.
The movie. What the fuck is that? Isn't he in a Mariah Carey video?
It's Eric Roberts. Yes, I think so.
That's the third time I talked about that specific video this week.
I think so. I think you're right.
I'm thinking about
I think you're right.
that video.
There you go, Eric Roberts from the movies. So yeah, so like I said, you interesting scenarios. What's some of the coolest things you've experienced by putting these together?
I usually not black out drunk. I don't remember most of the
Okay.
event. I was running around.
Yeah, didn't you get sober for a while?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh yeah. With the last, I think 2016, 17, and 18, I did the whole thing sober, but now I'm a nightmare again.
Now you're drinking
I
White
drove
Claws.
a bumblebee last year.
You
I had a
drove
beer,
a bumblebee.
drank a fucking bee. I drove a bumblebee. This year I'm gonna drive the bumblebee.
You
But no, I
drank-
had a beer and a bee went inside of it and I drank it and it stung the inside of my throat.
Oh man, that's why you shouldn't drink.
Perfect start to a day.
You're lucky your throat didn't swell up and you'll die.
I wish I did. I wish I would die at the festival. Right now, there's
Yeah,
gonna be
you know what,
security.
Bobby, you're not going to be cool in my book until you get
Good.
huh?
I said good. I don't care about the book. I ain't gonna
Until-
read your book. I ain't gonna watch you Snitsky's movie either.
I want to be cool in your book. What do I have to do?
No, I want to know. I need to know.
I need you to get James Vanderbeek.
Sure.
film.
Oh no! I knew we were gonna end up talking about Dawson's Creek.
Bobby, it's really weird that you and I
Every time
seem
I start watching it again, you're watching it too.
this is bizarre. So for those listening and watching, like
It's so good.
Bobby
You
and
don't
I,
know,
I know
what-
Bobby. I know Bobby is a name. We've met maybe once or twice in person.
Us? You interviewed me before.
Yeah, so once or twice in person.
Did you forget the barbecue that we were at? I knocked everything over, and you said, "Bobby, you're making a scene. Save me a hamburger." And then you started rapping, and your name was Funky Boy Popko.
No,
You
none of
don't
this is
remember
true.
that?
None of this is true. None of this is true.
Right. Well, then you're not getting James Vanderbeek if you don't
I-
play along.
Twice. You were there with Rich Howells. We did that NEPA scene podcast, and I think you were at Thirsties.
Oh,
For
that's where we met.
Yeah.
When I was dressed as the frog.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll stand by my statement of I met you once or twice in person.
The barbecue.
Okay.
James Vanderbeek's barbecue. You don't how do you forget this?
This never happened. But anyways, so like I mean, we're not calling each other in the middle of the morning or at night or whatever. Like
we are. Now we're going to.
Now we will, yeah. But no, so like we'll start watching Dawson's Creek at the same time. And for me, I'll watch like 10 episodes, I'll put it on the shelf, and then I'll revisit it again like months after. But every time that I pick it up, you're also watching it, which is it's crazy. It's crazy.
I told you I watched Dawson's Creek.
I didn't know at the same time though.
Not planned. That's what's amazing.
We press play at the same time. Ready, go.
Bobby, ready? That's a fantastic show. You know what though? Like
really good.
So it's like it's kind of probably based off real life.
We're gonna play at this festival.
It's based off real life, right? I'm sure it's created based off of people's really experiences. But like I hope that like what's kind of scary is like I hope that like I never took things as serious as like they did in the show.
Yeah.
But I think we do as I think we do. As like kids in high school, we like everything's like the biggest deal in your life. It's sad.
Well, I want Katie Holmes to climb through my windows.
Yo, Katie Holmes
real fast.
Katie Holmes needs to beat it because she sucks.
She's the best character.
Dude, she sucks. Dude, when I was a young boy, a young teen, I was in ninth grade when they started the show. They were also in ninth grade. I was in love with Katie Holmes.
Me too.
I remember, like Maxim magazines or whatever magazines she'd be on the covers of. Like, this girl's hot as shit. Now, as an adult, like, this girl sucks. This girl's the worst girl.
Worst girl.
She's the worst.
You're wrong.
That's no. And the way she drinks her Diet Coke makes me mad.
It's cute.
It's not cute. She sucks. She has these stupid, sad faces.
You're sick. You're a sick man.
I avoided Dawson's Creek, so
I watched it because I was interested in becoming a filmmaker. And the first season, Dawson was making a horror movie, and then I heard that Kevin Williamson wrote it, and I really loved Scream. I think Scream 2 was out by then, so I started watching it. And then I made the mistake of getting a Dawson's Creek T-shirt at Suncoast Video. I almost died in the lunchroom. I'll never wear a Dawson's Creek shirt in a lunchroom at West Scranton Intermediate again. I won't tell you what the kids called me because I don't want to repeat it. But God, they were so mad at that shirt.
I'll tell you what though, rewatching that, Joey floats the R word.
Does she?
Yeah, it was real uncomfortable. I was like, my wife and I were watching it, and I remember she said it, and I'm like, yo, Joey, calm down. I don't like you. This is why I don't like you.
Wow.
Yeah, it was real weird.
That was the original title of the show, though, right? It was just the R word.
No.
Oh my God. That wasn't funny.
That's not funny.
It's not.
But what are your thoughts? So, Pacey versus Dawson. I mean, obviously,
when they fight, he throws the basketball at him.
Yeah, that was.
I think I like Pacey more.
That was before. I like Pacey more too, but like, is he wrong for trying to date Joey after the fact? After like she was.
No, because Dawson has so many chances. He's a fucking moron.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, Jurassic Park poster.
But they're also best friends, though. I mean, like, is that off limits?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, is there a better way he could have done it? Like, hey, Dawson, if you're not gonna do this, then do you mind if I do it?
Yeah, maybe he should have asked politely.
Yeah.
No, Dawson would have had such a stupid fit, whining in his room, pacing around, flailing his arms, talking about Spielberg, standing on a boat.
Yeah, the crying gif is the best gif.
What is it?
The crying.
Oh, God. I was gonna get a T-shirt of that. pattern.
Yeah, you should. You should sell those. I'd buy one.
So that's the whole film festival is just
I
him.
liked My So-Called Life. That's
My
what I
So-Called
was
Life is
at.
amazing.
Never saw it.
You'd probably like
Claire,
Dawson's Creek.
Claire Danes.
Oh, you should watch it.
Jess, you have no foot to stand on here because you never watched Dawson's Creek. Excuse us when we talk about one of the greatest shows of our youth.
I'll rewatch it, but yeah.
It's not the same because it's not the same. It's not the same opening theme.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though.
Complicated Muppet Baby thing.
I do cry every time Dawson's dad dies. As even as a
You have to watch that scene.
I guess I'm gonna have to.
spoiler alert. Sorry, Jess.
Drops an ice cream cone when he's driving and dies.
That's a spoiler for me now.
Yeah, sorry. Spoiler
Well,
alert.
something to look forward to if you think the show sucks. Like, well, at least
It's like
the dad
25
died.
fucking years old. If you haven't watched it yet, it's
I can't say I
gone.
haven't ever watched it, but I wasn't really an avid follower. It's
Every Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
And then what was that stupid show with Zach Morris, the actor who played Zach Morris? It was on the WB. It was so stupid.
You're talking about
When they were lawyers?
No, yeah, I think they were lawyers. Yeah,
I never watched it. See,
It
I
was
have
on before or after Dawson's Creek, and it was what was the other one? Was that Felicity?
yeah, Felicity. I think that was after.
I didn't.
After
I don't
Dawson's.
think I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and
Yeah.
Pacey the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, Felicity was a little too old for me because I wasn't in college yet, so I wasn't interested yet.
That's the
I'll
reason
tell
I
you
didn't
what.
college because I hated Felicity so much.
And Dawson got some.
We're gonna
you
be
know,
like her.
Dawson scored some points when that blonde chick came into town, though.
Oh my god, on the bus.
On the yeah,
Well, that's a good. I like that. I like the bus girl saga.
behind the screen at the pep rally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should get Dawson Leary on this podcast. We should get Dawson and Pacey to air the grievances.
Get Dawson's mom. She's beautiful.
She was
And,
annoying
the
too.
teacher.
She was annoying too, because like
Real
she's
annoying, yeah.
she's cheating on her husband, and then like she wants it to like it to come out, and then him just to like get over it. Like I said, I was
Mhm.
sorry. Like that's not how this works.
And they fight during a tornado. And then
Yeah.
she's on the phone, the long cord going into the friggin' closet to talk to her. I think she's cheating on him with a coworker.
Yeah, news anchor.
Yeah. Back to you, Bob.
Back to you,
think-
Bob.
I think that's the opening scene. I think it's Bob. Back to you, Bob.
Yeah, but everything is just so serious because like these young kids, and it's like life's not
The
that
teacher,
serious.
the AP Fox.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she bangs, makes love to. I liked her. What else is she in? I want
But
to
it-
watch her whole filmography tonight.
But again, Pacey, keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think he talks about it at work. Dumbass.
No, we talked about it in the bathroom at school,
He's an idiot.
and there was a kid smoking cigarettes in the toilet.
And then it ends up getting recorded too. I think Dawson records it because Dawson's a freak by accident. He doesn't do it on
It was by accident, yes.
purpose. Hasty shoulders.
but they couldn't tell who that was, though. They couldn't tell
Yeah,
who it
yeah.
was.
Casey gets embarrassed. Was that good? Did I look good?
And I don't,
Oh yeah, the I,
Degrassi.
what?
I liked the old Degrassi. Degrassi.
the Grossi,
The one from the 80s.
not the one where
Not the now
Drake
one.
learns to fly.
No.
That happened, right?
In not so many words, yeah, I guess.
I liked 90210.
What doing now? Melrose Place.
I wasn't allowed to watch Melrose Place.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons.
You weren't allowed to
I
watch
got
The
Bart Simpson. I
Simpsons?
can't do
No.
that. It's right there.
No.
I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead, but guess what, Mom? I did anyway. If you're watching, I watched it.
Wow, my parents didn't care what I watched.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that.
That's
I couldn't watch. There's a phase where I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies.
a phase.
No, but my mom went through a phase where she's like, I'm not letting you watch this
So it
evil
became your
stuff.
phase.
Yeah, look at me now. Now I run the horror festival.
Now Bobby is the horror festival.
I am. The
So what
Bobby
else?
Just
Weekend.
my face on the screen for 6 hours. Sometimes I blink.
You know, Bobby, I feel like you're in NEPA, then you're out of NEPA, now you're back in, and I think I saw you something you want to leave again. And then
Oh, that was just me being a bitch on the internet when I was sad.
there's people
I'm not
pissing.
leaving.
There's people pissing on your floor or whatever. I don't know what's going on in your life.
Yeah, someone pissed on my floor. It wasn't the cat. I know who it was.
It was a person.
Or let's stop before I get murdered.
All right.
So there's someone peed on my goddamn floor, and the door was locked. So
Like
I
after a
know.
party, like during a party, like what?
Oh,
Just everyday life. Just someone came in and you know what?
there's piss. I have a garbage bag, and I have like extra bedding and blankets in it, and I went to pick it up, and fucking it was like in the middle, so it had to have recently happened. It wasn't me. I peed in the toilet
Good
and out the
job.
window.
Congratulations. Gold star for you, buddy.
Sometimes I just pee out the window, and I hope I hit the bus.
That
All
doesn't
right.
happen.
Well,
Yeah, well, there was piss on a garbage bag. I was, why? What the fuck? My life is weird, man.
we'll wrap things up before it gets too weird.
No, this is getting good.
But this Saturday, June 12th, Circle Drive.
What's happening?
Just some kind of horror fest. Not a horror fest, a horror fest.
Oh no, it's
You ever get
Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Noon.
I gotta call off work.
Yeah, you better call off work.
Just kidding, I don't work.
You're always working somewhere like new.
Not anymore. I learned.
That's
They
yeah,
gotta
you're
pay me more.
smart
They
now.
better pay me more.
There you go.
Bullshit. I'm not working at no bar. I ain't no working at no bar no more.
No? Why not?
Mm. I'm never working again. I hate it. I don't like it. I think it's stupid.
It is
I think
stupid.
work is stupid, so I don't work.
I like work.
I fucking hate work.
Are you still
Why?
working at HNB?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It's the
Homestead
Bank.
National Bank, bro.
You don't work at a bank.
I do work at a bank.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
This is bullshit. I didn't know this.
What?
You don't work at a bank.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Your mom does.
My mom works at a credit union.
What the
Oh,
fuck does that mean?
you guys fight? Like, is
What the hell is a credit union?
No, I have to say that she comes home with all these really catty, gossipy stories about people from work, but that actually doesn't ever happen at my job.
that's good. That's good.
I don't know. It's like her job sounds like high school or something. I'm like,
Like
we wouldn't
Dawson's
be able
Creek.
to allowed to do that. We wouldn't be allowed to say that. I don't know
Did you
why
hear
you
what
guys-
Jaren said?
But it's always a good story to tell when she comes up. It's always something. And I'm always like, I had a regular work day. It's very generic.
I slept until 3 in the afternoon.
But I like what I do, so it doesn't really feel like so much work to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's good people there too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. No, I've worked at 2 different bars since I moved back home, but with COVID, my hours got cut. So I was like, well, I'm actually going to make more money sitting on my fat ass collecting. So until then, until I run out, I'm just going to sit on my couch and stare at the wall, plan film festivals, or watch Dawson's Creek, and get more tattoos, and eat pizza, and invent a new hoagie, and maybe play Pac-Man 2, Professor Pac-Man.
You're gonna
I'm doing
invent
all of this tomorrow morning.
Okay.
No, I'm doing it Saturday. I'm not going to the film festival.
Saturday.
The
Film Fest has been canceled. So
No, it's not canceled. I'm just not going.
oh,
I got the
not
keys
canceled.
to the drive-in, so good luck getting in. I got a big ass key to the drive-in. Nobody's getting in.
is it on a big ring?
Crying.
Oh, I'll be there crying too. I'll be there laughing.
Well, the event is not canceled. It is Saturday, June 12th at the Circle Drive-In.
I was like, were you telling the truth
Yeah,
on that podcast? Were you canceled?
it's not canceled.
Not
And if even if it was, tickets are non-refundable. There you go.
People could start coming in at noon on Saturday.
Yeah, noon. Doors open
Okay.
at noon. Gate at noon. There are no
Mhm.
doors. It's outside. The gates
We
will
can
open.
pretend it's a door.
Yeah, door, gate, whatever. Whatever. But best of luck this weekend. It's always cool seeing people do different things in the area and kind of, bring new ideas and fun events to an area that people always complain about there's nothing to do. So kudos to you guys for taking the risks and doing cool things. And I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't know. I'm supposed to go. I got my kids' t-ball game on Saturday. I'm supposed to go camping Saturday. So supposed to go camping Saturday. I don't get. What's so funny? I don't understand.
You camping.
I go in the woods to drink beer.
I imagine dad legs.
I'm not going
I don't
camping
know,
with
I
my
don't know
kid.
why it's funny. I just turned. Look how red I am from that.
I'm not going camping with my child. He's staying home with his mom.
Terrifying. I hope it rains. I'm just kidding.
If it rains for me, it's raining for you.
Yeah, I know, right? It's worse
No,
for
it's
us.
sunny. It's
You-
supposed to be 80 degrees.
Yeah,
So
supposed to be
hot.
nice.
I
I saw
hope
74
and
or 77,
Yeah.
which is
Dang.
nice.
Shit.
Which is nice. So,
Mhm.
but again, good luck. Thanks for joining me tonight. And I always say, hopefully, I will see you guys sooner than later.
Okay.
All right.
You.
All right.
Have fun
Well,
camping.
when I stop this recording, stick around for a minute.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.